This is the News on 6 at 6.
And we begin at 6 o'clock tracking dangerous storms firing up across the Sooner State.
And take a look at that incredible video. This is east of Noble in central Oklahoma. This is obviously a tornado on the ground from one of our choppers circling the storms. You can see the big twister chewing up land and spewing out debris. From his vantage point, pilot Mason Dunn spotted a trailer park, the one you saw just a few moments ago if you've been watching, that was hit by the twister. And we're still waiting tonight to hear about any injuries.
That's one of several tornadoes that have spun up in the past couple of hours now. Here's another near Yukon. It's exclusive video that was shot by one of our warn units out in that area.
And Sky News 6 is also taken to the stormy skies and caught a tornado trying to form near Ponca City. That's in Kay County. The funnel didn't make it to the ground, at least while our crew was out there.
Over in Grant County, severe storms knocked down power lines near Wakita, and there were also reports of baseball-sized hail out in Alfalfa County.
And as always, Travis Meyer and the Warren team are keeping a close eye on these storms as they move our way. Travis, what's the latest now?
I tell you what, this is such a weird system because temperatures have been running in the 60s, and now we're pushing up into the upper 70s to near 80 from Tulsa south and west. At I-35, we're at 91 degrees, and we have just a unique dynamic at play, if you want to call it a play. That's probably not the best word to use, but it gives you an idea that things are so strange here, because a lot of people this morning woke up freezing to death, and it was kind of weird to think that there could be massive tornadoes, but unfortunately that is unfolding. Take a look at the big picture right now, and the big picture shows tornado watch in the green. That covers a huge chunk of the region, that northwest Arkansas, southwest Missouri, southeast Kansas, obviously our entire area. The storms that we're most concerned with, Dick Farrow's been watching the ones going toward the Bartlesville area, and then the monster storm that's doing so much of the damage right now, and you can just see it from the size of it alone, is right up there into areas along I-40. This track at this time should keep it around I-40 or in Okmulgee and Okfuskee County. If you're in those areas, you really have to watch the weather for that. This could move a little farther north into southern Tulsa County. Right now, fairly weak storms. These could rapidly intensify, though, that are to the west of Tulsa, and we see a new line that is formed along the dry line that are further west, and we'll explain more about that in a minute. We have multiple different video sources coming in right now. I'm going to take a quick look right now from Darren Stevens. This is again around the areas Choctaw and I-40. Damage, and he knows that there's injury. We don't know about fatalities, but you see vehicles overturned. You've got the general idea of what that situation is. Again, that's live video coming in, and I think I see the trees kind of topped in that area too, but you see the damage from the gas station stop, and I'm sure a lot of people tried to take cover and try to find a safe place to be. All right, here's what we have now. We'll go to Dick Farrow with a look at the storm going into Bartlesville right now in just a second. That's the storm that we're watching. It is not tornadic at this time. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning on it. We also have 90-degree temperatures just out to the west of us. We have temperatures nearing 80 in southwest Tulsa. We have 60s across northeast Oklahoma. Huge changes in temperatures and all that. The biggest storm is southwest. We're going to look at that in a minute since that's not in the viewing area. The one that's up by Bartlesville, though, is. And let's go to Dick Farrow right now. Dick has more information, Warren Max and everything. What do you have?
Well, as we were talking earlier, it looked like that storm was beginning to lose some of its structure and some of its organization that continues to take place. So it's not just a severe thunderstorm. We're no longer considered tornadic. It still has the potential, though, of being a dangerous storm, so you folks need to be very much aware of that. Here's what we're looking at. I'll take a couple of different looks at it. Put this in motion for you real quick, so that you can see that, again, what is happening is the lead storm is being caught up with the secondary storm that is moving in through Pawhuska. And as that has happened, neither storm has become dominant. Now, often what will occur is when they merge, they will become even more significant. But since they are over relatively cooler surface air, that apparently is not taking place, at least not up to this point. So the storm is moving into the northeastern portion of Osage County. Still has the potential for some hail. We're no longer seeing a strong circulation with it. There's still some potential for some damaging winds associated with it, and that's about the extent of it. Here's what it looks like on Warren Max. And again, you can see there's Pawhuska and Allegheny. Again, it's taken more of a left turn, which is another indication that the storm is losing some of its organization. It's going to be passing north of Bartlesville. I'm sorry?
Sirens are going off in Bartlesville, right?
Sirens are going off in Bartlesville? Well, that may well be, but it's for a severe thunderstorm warning. They do have, again, looks to me like the main circulation of the storm will probably pass just to the north of Bartlesville. We'll put this into motion there with the, you can see how the secondary storm is catching up to the lead storm. And again, it's going to be a pretty significant storm, but it looks like it's passing just northwest. You have it on okay. There we go. Just what we're seeing from our on top of the ConocoPhillips building. This will be looking to the west, and it looks like wind and rain, and haven't seen the lightning yet. I'm sure there's going to be a bit of lightning associated with it, but wind and rain, and the folks in Bartlesville have seen fit to issue the turn the sirens on. But at any rate, what we're seeing right now, there is a severe thunderstorm warning for Osage County for this cell, which would be to the immediate west of Bartlesville. And with that northeastward movement, it would look to me like it'll probably pass just on to the, just barely miss Bartlesville. Put this back into motion for you real quick, like possibly the main part of the storm more up towards Dewey, Copan, Hula. That'll be where the heavier rain, potentially some hail and that sort of thing will be associated with that particular storm. So obviously that's going to be a concern for you folks up there. Again, here's what it looks like on Warren Max, and I'll put it into so you can see the potential for any hail, which it looks to me like it's up around the Hula area according to what radar is showing us. And again, you can see how the merger is taking place. And that'll probably take it just to the west and northwest of Bartlesville, but nonetheless, you folks need to be very, very much aware of the potential for dangers for severe weather with all these storms, because they're all kind of spinning up.
Yeah, and new information on that line of storms we were just talking about firing up off the dry line that's still out west along I-35. We now have a new tornado warning out west. Take a look at what's going on right now out to the west of us. There is a firing up or refiring up of severe storms that have hit around Ponca City. Now we have a new tornado warning for Ponca City, and we're going to be watching these storms because this is the dry line itself, and so these storms are kind of going off of the dry line. Once they get off of the dry line, as Dick was saying, then they're kind of losing a little bit because they're getting that colder air. But what we have to watch is as this punches eastward, we're going to see a continuing chance of severe weather redeveloping. So we could have some rapid redevelopment around Tulsa. We'll see if this storm takes most of it down to the south. But one thing for certain, the potential is there for significant damage on several of these. Just trying to find out.
Weather 11 has damage on it.
Okay, weather will go. Okay, so this is Bobby Payne. This is where this is pink. Yeah. Okay. What were somebody pulled right in front of us? That wasn't nice. Looking at the, you can tell me if they clear that shot here in just a second. Again, the storm that Dick was talking about going into Bartlesville, still of deep concern for a lot of folks that are up in that area. So I'm going to just take a look at, again, this is Bartlesville, still a very intense thunderstorm. Heavy rain now, you can see on the windshield here, getting buffeted probably with it's hard to estimate right now, 40 to 50 mile per hour winds with that storm, possibly higher. We're looking to the west, to the southwest. Can you turn that a little bit southwest for me there in Bartlesville as we look at it? Again, that's a storm that's just west of Bartlesville at this time in southwest. That is now? Okay, thank you. Again, we do not have a tornado warning. The rotation has weakened. It still doesn't mean that there couldn't be something bad happen shortly, so we want you to be very much aware of that. The storm to the south is the one that is really taking precedence as it moves further east. New tornado warnings now issued for Hughes County. That just coming out as we speak. I can see a new warning. That will include Wetumpka with that as well. And that's a storm that you can see is just a monster there. Okmulgee County now getting issued a severe thunderstorm warning on the south side for the main part of this storm. Damage potential continues to be relatively high for that storm, so we want you to be aware of what could happen with that if you're going to be in that area. We have, take a look at this. This kind of shows you weather 11. Is that Darren again? Bobby? Okay. Emergency vehicles. Again, they're just pulled over because of the amount of damage. This is as we start to accumulate the information, and we'll go back to our news team as necessary if they have some new updates on injuries and all. There was some good news that came out where we were looking at the Love store that was destroyed at I-40 and Choctaw Road. We found out that there was enough time that the Love's corporate headquarters folks have just said that